there's always something that someone's getting rid of that you can use on your allotment. So 5 top tips that we think will help you. It is only advice. Do what you want, make your own decisions. But we hope that this will be helpful, because this is what we've learned in the time that we've been working allotments and obviously gardening. But these 5 top tips are what advice I would give anybody when they first start off. Tip number 1, plan your space. We didn't plan here, so as you can see, it's very narrow for you to walk down. You can't get into the beds properly. It was just a rush fix. We wanted to grow on the ground. We want the beds down quickly. We didn't really think about it. Make a plan for the space that you've got, so then you can walk around your bed safely. You know where everything is. And that you can maybe want to change those plans for the next season. Also, for planning your plot, you need to know where the sun's facing. So if you've got crops that need sun all day or most of the day, put those in a good sunny spot. Things like brassicas, some of them don't need a lot of sun. You can put them in shaded areas, but that's also another important tip for your planning. Tip 2, weed control, or like general tidying. So we've got quite a lot of weeds on here. This was on grass, and what we used was just wood chip, but obviously the weeds come through. So a cost-effective way for your weed control is layers of cardboard. So if you get any orders that you get, like boxes and everything, use that as a membrane on top. Wood chip, there's usually wood chip down allotments that people get for free. Luckily we have a massive pile of it that we get free, just to cover everything. But you'll still need to keep on top of the weeds. But you can buy membrane as well that'll go over, like weed control membrane, or even just black plastic sheeting. I know a lot of people don't like to use plastic on their allotments or gardens, but it's a way that you control the weeds yourself. It's what you're happy with. But yeah, you'll always be weeding. Even in beds with fresh compost, weeds get in because birds drop seeds, everything. The wind blows stuff about. You'll never get control of the weeds, but it's always best to try and membrane as much as you can, so you haven't got that job in the end. So top tip 3 is compost. You can make your own free compost, but you're not going to make it to use for next week. It does take a while. It can take up to about a year for you to make your own compost. We had to buy quite a lot of our own bags of compost at the start, but we've built up this area. We've got another area on the other plot, and we've also got compost bins at home. Now what we've done is you get your food waste, nothing that's cooked or anything like that, your vegetables and your fruits and stuff, just put it all in a compost bin, chop it up as much as you can, whack it in your compost bin. But you can also use cardboard as well. So if you're like me and you get a few orders from the likes of Amazon, use your wood, your cardboard as another layer. You can finally, rip that up and put that in. Make sure you give it a good soaking when you put that in, and then just layer up your compost. If you've got a garden and obviously you're cutting the grass, put your grass cuttings in as well. Grass cuttings are really good for to start your compost off. Wood chip is good, but it's probably best to leave it to get well rotted first. It can take nutrients out of your compost stuff, and obviously if you put it in your beds as well, it's probably best not to do that. Wood chips usually the best to just use around your paths and everything, but you can use it in compost as long as it's well rotted down. We made this pallet compost bin last year. We covered it in black plastic. We've also got a lid for the top as well to keep the heat in. Fork it over every now and again, give it a water, keep on top of it, but just keep layering those, putting more layers on to build it up. Eventually we'll have this off and we'll have a door in the front, so because you can see how big the area is. But also these are good. We're starting to fill those up. We've got a few of those, so next year we should have some lovely compost of our own. Top tip 4, source freebies. So when you first start an allotment, you think it's going to cost a fortune. How do I do this? How do I do that? There's an abundance of items that you can use for loads of different stuff, loads. And if you've watched a lot of videos, you'll say, oh, I want to do that. Oh, I want to do that. How do you do it though? Where do you get the wood from? Where do you get the pipes from? It's a matter of just asking if anybody's got anything that you can use down the allotment, but just try and improvise. I've seen people using trampoline poles for their raised beds and stuff like that. You don't need to use wood. If you know somebody who's getting a new roof and they've got good slates, go and ask them to pinch a few slates. They act as a good barrier for a bed. Pallets. So in our little corner here, we've just picked up these two this morning. Those. There's pallets always going. Obviously, we've got the advantage that we've got a van. So if we see a pallet line at the side of the road, we'll hop out and get it. There's no harm in that. Reuse, recycle, reduce. That's the motto that we've got. If there's something that somebody's getting rid of, look at it and see if you can utilise it down your plot. If not, just keep it anyway, because somebody else might want it. And then at least you're being inspirational to other people. And helpful, sorry. Top tip 5 is water. Everybody needs water on an allotment. There's different means and ways of capturing that. Have a look through some videos on YouTube, get ideas from capturing water. Our system is basically just barrels. We've got the IBC at the back and on the other plot, but on this plot, Eric was inspired by somebody else who we watch on YouTube, who's done like the barrel. So I'll show you the barrels. So the barrel setup is basically just running water, rainwater off a roof, and goes into one bin and then it's siphoned into others. So there's pipes connected up, and then once one gets full, it fills up the others. We use quite a lot, not so much in the winter, of course, but obviously in the summer. So we've got those there, and then we've got all these barrels hooked up here, and this just comes off the greenhouse. They all run from the back one, and then there's pipes that go right down the bottom of the barrels and then fill it up as they go. You can put nettle feed, comfrey or manure in them by just netting up whatever you've got and just hanging it in the side of the barrel. All the nutrients out of that will feed the water, and then you've got a natural water feed as well for your allotment. IBC or water butt way is, obviously we've got the advantage of being at the back of a garage. So this has got all the drains on, and then it goes into the top and fills this IBC up. When you've got an IBC, you need it raised off the ground. So obviously gravity works, so you can get the water out. But we've got the likes of this. So top tip 4, when you source your freebies, get things like that, because then you can raise your IBCs up. You can use bricks like we have on this one, but you need them off the ground a little bit more than you would think, just so the water comes out. We've then got this barrel here that is full. Again, it's just an overflow for the IBC, because it can get quite full, and we don't obviously want the allotment flooding if it gets really bad. So an extra tip is kit bag, as I call it. Mine's massive. It's really heavy, and I just need to sort it out. But the likes of essential items that you need in your kit bag can vary. So this is mine. I know you can see twine. There's some strimmer wire. There's a little apron thing. There's some weed membrane. There's black bags. An empty bottle of mayonnaise. I don't know why I've got that in there. There's a bottle of water for our coffee. But the essential items that I usually use all the time are these. So I've got gloves, trusty old gloves. Always wear gloves as much as you can, so you're not injuring your hands and getting as dirty. Pair of scissors, ones that work. These are great. These are like little snippy things that you take stems off, cutting leaves back on any tomato plants and stuff, they've served the purpose. I can never get them closed though. Staple gun, we've gone through a few, but this one has fared up for us this season. It's been really good. Trust your old knee pad. You never have enough knee pads. Always carry one with us. This that you might have seen in one of our videos is a plastering tool. It's really good for flattening down your beds before you put your crops in. Spikes, stakes, these are good for putting weed membrane down, keeping anything that you've got on top of your beds in as well. They're really good. Twine, you can never have enough twine. That roll is going to last for ages. It holds everything and anything really. Bamboo on top of the beds. Plant clips, I've always got a bag of these in my bag. There's some fly paper in there as well. They're essential in that little bag because that's usually what I would have in the greenhouse, but that stays with us all the time. And then this, I think this is quite a good thing. I don't have it all the time, but this has served us really well for putting onions and stuff in. So it's got holes in. So that's about the size of the width of one of the beds. You put that on top of your soil, keeps all the weeds out, and then your crops can grow through the holes in there. But yeah, that's what I would generally need every time I come to the allotment. I don't think I'm missing anything, but if you've got any extra items, leave us a comment and let us know. If there's something I'm missing, let us know. It's probably in the bottom of my kit bag somewhere. But yeah, how big's your kit bag and what have you got in it? So that's our 5 top tips. We hope they're of help to you. If you've got any questions about them, drop us a comment. If you've got any tips of your own that you would like to share with us, just let us know. Again, you can email us, you can get in touch with us on Instagram, or drop us a comment below. We'd love to hear from you if you've got any other ideas, or if you've done any of the ideas that we've mentioned, let us know that as well. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Give us a like, a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.